This is a must-watch. Rainetta Jones said it herself. No other story supersedes this story. Big Ace, or Samuel, committed burglary crimes, was convicted and serving time in prison. While in prison at ADX Federal Supermax, he discovered that he was implanted, tortured, experimented on, and was being mind-controlled all along to commit violent acts. His behavior was being covertly modified. The chip in his brain was identified as being similar to chips made by Richard Youngs Whitehead Institute at MIT in Boston and many others. He researched everything, worked with an investigator, and he was able to win his lawsuit. However, all of the records and transcripts from the lawsuit were sealed by the judge. You can't find them anywhere. They are not published anywhere. He has some printed transcripts from conversations in court. In this video, they discuss how this cybernetic artificial intelligence system is in control of all trends in society. They discuss how they simulate events to create riots or any hive mind behavior. They can agitate the youth. Mass mind control and behavior modification. They discuss how it is being rolled out on everyone, everywhere, all over the world. They discuss how everyone is going to be hooked to this global database gridlock. It can clone things onto your nervous system. It can mimic diseases and make you cough. They discuss how this goes beyond targeting. Targeting is when the weapons come after you. This is behavior modification before you are even aware, turning you into a criminal to justify their evil acts towards you. They discuss how the AI voices send good thoughts and bad thoughts. They discuss how a lot of people on drugs are actually part of a computer program running a simulation. Their brain data and social history are acquired and put into a larger hive mind computer system. Same with gang members and prisoners. They discuss how they use this AI to engineer mass shootings, mental health crisis, drug addictions, and crime. Some of the handlers harassing victims are also already hooked to this program and they carry out its commands. Also mentioned is how the New World Order revolves around Nazism and Aryan race ideologies and involves a plan to wipe out blacks. The book mentioned is Agent Buried Alive by James Calbot, a British man who claimed to have been indoctrinated into an NSA super soldier program at the age of 5. This book reveals classified information concerning Project Mannequin, a mind control and genetic manipulation program managed by the NSA, operational since 1972 in an underground facility in Berkshire, UK. The author discusses experiences involving death threats and the unethical treatment of civilians used as test subjects in the project, including the creation of programmed sleeper agents. The document Project Ibis, The Life and Times of Michael Prince, by James Calbot, explains the artificial intelligence machine and the coming destruction of humanity. It is linked below.
40, and me and my lawyer got real tight. She was a young white girl. We got real tight. So when I gave her that article, 3 days later, they called me. They said, hey, you got a legal visit. When I went down for the legal visit and got escorted down there, they said, your visit is in room 10. When I went to room 10, it was a guy there named Thomas Oates. He said, the attorney sent me here. I'm your new investigator. He said, you know what? I read the piece. Your chip does exist. I talked to Richard Youngs at the Whitehead Institute in Boston, and he explained to me all the commercial uses for his chip. I said, hold it right there. He may explain to you all the commercial uses of his chip. I said, but there's some dirty chips out there, man. He said, yeah, and we're going to find them, and I don't put nothing past the government. This dude went on a rampage, this investigator. I had it for like 6 years. He got to know me very well. I said, every time I talk to him on the phone, he got a new chip. The angel this, the angel, it was done in the 60s. It was this, we came with so much evidence. He said, wait a minute. I got a friend that worked at 60 Minutes or 2020. Let me try to get in contact with him so he can run this story. I said, yeah, because they ran a story like this on 60 Minutes. I remember a long time ago. When I talked to him again, he said, call me back in 30 minutes. He said, my buddy is playing stupid. At 60 Minutes, 2021 of them. I said, we're going to get to the bottom. He said, man, if they don't kill us first. I said, we're going to be all right. And so they end up, so I met this guy there while I was there at the place. And he kept telling me, an old guy, he was a doctor, a dentist. And he was fighting incompetent sand trial too. He used to walk in the cage next to me outside and go out for rec. He said, sample. He said, keep fighting. He was a tall white guy. He was a doctor. He was older. And we used to pace back and forth. He'd be in one cage, I'd be in one cage. And every time I see him, we walk and we talk. He said, keep fighting. My case is going to help you. And I'll be damned. His name is Dr. Sale. While I was there, that court's decision came down from the highest court of the land, Supreme Court. It said in Sale versus United States, it said you can no longer force medicate federal pretrial detainees to make them competent. That man kept telling me, my case is gonna help you, Sample. Don't give in. And I'll be damned. We went back to court. This is, I think they took me back down there, 2000. I was back down there about his case came down about 2002. Oh, man, I went back down for the hearing. Oh, man, I went back down to the hearing. Hey, we didn't even have to bring up the Sale case. That prosecutor kept trying and trying and trying and trying. That judge told him, he said, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? To say that this man has been play acting in my court for 6 years? He got all the reports you can get from the psychological reports. He said, what's your take on the man, the prosecutor? He said, well, I would say that the doctors did say that this type of diagnosis is genuine. And there's no malingering. Malingering means faking. So they says no malingering with me. So the judge say, Mr. Sample, could you please take the lecture with your attorney? Because there's some questions I need to ask you man to man right here. He said, do you hear voices? I said, no, Your Honor. I said, what I hear is audible. He said, audible. I said, yes, Your Honor, loud enough to be heard. He said, He said, let's talk about this. He said, Chip. I said, no, it's a program, Your Honor, it's a program. He said, let's talk about this program, young man. Where that transcript at? This is the transcript right here. It's vicious. This is the transcript. This is the colloquy that went on with me and him. And this is when he finally, he just said, look here. The prosecutor was saying, hey, Your Honor, this man's been busted red-handed. He throw the book at him. He said, what are you talking about? He said, Your Honor, he's going to very well end up like John Hinckley. I said, John Hinckley, and placed in a place for an indefinite period of time and then released back to the community. I said, John Hinckley was the one shot President Reagan. He said, you know what, man? What am I to say? This man is play acting in my court, been play acting in my court, this, that, and the other. He said, look, he asked me, he said, man, where did you learn this at, man? The judge. I said, at the ADX Federal Supermax. He told them, man, that they had the sidebar. My attorney, and it's the sidebars in here too. She said, Your Honor, you know what? He's been fighting for the neural valve for this. I went and I investigated, and the hospital told me, Memorial White in LA said that it might be about $1,000 or so to do an MRI, and that, he has this thing in his head, so to the point that he want to prove or disprove. Because if it's any, this is going to be his defense in trial, Your Honor. He said, whoa. He said, damn if I do, damn if I don't. He said, and so it's found that there's no chip in his brain and this, that, and other. And he's going to resort back to his overall belief that it's an overall conspiracy for the government to do this to everybody. He said, damn if I do, damn if I don't. He said, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. So they came back out to the court and whatever. He said, you know what? There's been no assessment on dangerousness of this man. I know everything about this man in the last 6 years there is to know, all these reports. He said, there's been no assessment made on his dangerousness. He said, if this man is found not to be a danger to himself, to the community, other people's property, then release him back to the community. He said, I think I'm going to send him back to Springfield for them to make that determination. And if he's so found to be a danger, then they can seek civil commitment of this man. So when I went back, the federal marshal flew me back. I didn't see the doctor for a minute, so I catch him in the hallway. I said, Demir, what am I doing here? I said, you know I can't be committed. Phil versus United States. You can't medicate me. I can't be here walking in the institution, one of these type of institutions, and not be on drugs. You can't put a person in them institutions under civil commitment just to be putting them in there. They have to be committed and they have to be on some type of drugs. I was refusing it. So I said, you know y'all wrong, man. So what they did was they hooked up a petition, took me to the local court, even though I was charged out of the court, the Central District Federal Court in California for the 4 bank robberies. They took me to the local court in Missouri, not too far from the place that I was in, sent me before a judge, and he committed me. And look, the only way I could be committed is I have to be demonstrated as being a danger in my current confinement situation. At that time, I had been back and forth to that place under a study case for 6 years and hadn't done nothing. Hadn't put my hand on nobody. Oh, back in 92 in Leavenworth, it was a riot back then. And back in 88, it was a riot in Lime Park. Or they was reaching for this stuff to say that I was a danger. Man, this is like, what, 20 years later, come on, man. Y'all gonna do it like that? That judge committed me under a civil commitment under, he committed me under the, I need some glasses. He committed me on a civil commitment to Springfield. I grabbed a bucket, I grabbed a cart, and I started painting everything in that place. The doctor said, you rebeautified everything in the institution. It was an old place. I was just painting. They said, man, one day you're going to go to risk assessment. They're going to release you. I went to risk assessment about a year later. And them doctors, I had them hallways shining. I stripped the floors and they walked down the hallway. Them people say, man, we got to get him out of here. They had them doctors shooting at me. Okay, do you still hear voices? I ain't never heard no damn voices, but they said, you got to quit saying that. You got to quit talking about this. They kept telling me to stop talking about it. Don't talk about it when you go to risk assessment. And when I went to risk assessment, I said, no, I don't hear nothing. And what would you go if we release you? And who do you? And then I had a case manager lady. She said, oh, he has a good family background and he has support, his family, and this, that, and the other. So I walked around for a week. I didn't know nothing. And I ran into her in the hallway. She said, hey, well, good evening, Mr. Sample. Oh, your risk assessment, did you being released? I said, what? But let me tell you this. Once they illegally committed me, I went to the law library. I told you all that time I was doing, I lived in the law library, study. So federal law, I kind of know it a little bit. So once they committed me under the bogus civil commitment, I went to the law library and filed a writ of habeas corpus on their ass, a great writ. And one of the first questions I asked them in the writ that they had to answer was whether or not my knowledge of what goes on in the global scientific community makes me incompetent. And if so, did they violate my constitutional rights, committing me? So when you answer the first question, 1 and 2, the next ones, you got to raise your hands up. So when they said I was released, I seen them again. They said, you know what? You've been releasing everything, Sample, but there's one problem. They say you have a writ of habeas corpus pending in our district court. I said, Hold on a minute. I went back to the law library. I filed a motion to withdraw the motion and make it a nullity forthwith. They sent me the order, took it out, gave it to them. I was on an airplane up out of there. So I was on an airplane up out of there, but I couldn't speak about this stuff. So I went back, I went to Texas, and I stayed there maybe 3 months, 4 months. And I told my brother, I said, look, I'm going back to LA. I went back to LA. They transferred my conditional stuff because I was still under that civil thing. And so they gave me a parole officer for that. And I was on that for 5 years straight, seeing a psychologist for 5 years straight. For 5 years. It was every week I had to see that man. And he finally said, you know what? Just see me every 2 weeks. And then it soon became, she said, Sample, man, she said, you're a testimony. She said, I said, well, how you know I ain't out robbing banks? She said, I know you're not. She said, I get all the bank robberies. I get everything. She said, you're a success story. She said, you're a liability to us. You're costing us too much money. Then I started working in the oil refineries. She said, you can start going out of town now. And I'm going to put in your paperwork to get you up off this while you gone. So she went to the federal judge. And he released me off this stuff. Bam, released me. I got the paperwork. I got everything. I got all my transcripts. He released me. And guess what he did? He sealed all the records under federal seal. He sealed all these transcripts, but I got the transcripts. He sealed everything dealing with my case. It's unpublished. You can't find it in the law book like the regular cases. You can't find it nowhere. Unpublished. So they got this thing with Homeland Security. And in the oil refinery, it's certain places that they have jobs. Okay, we're going to Texas, but it's by the waters. Do you have a TWIC card? It's the new thing with Homeland Security. Oh, I got my thing. Oh, my wallet is back there on the bed. That first room right there. It's dealing with Homeland Security. It's called a TWIC card, and it has a chip in it. And so it allows you, it's a work credentials identification card, and it allows you to work in areas that the average person can't go in. You can use them in the airports. Now you can. It's like a passport of the future. It's a new card. I'm going to show it to you. But anyway, they was giving me a hard time with that card, Homeland Security, because every time they ran a global thing on me, a deep background check on me, the feds, it kept coming up that I was somewhere, but they didn't know why. It was Springfield. So I'm like 18 months, they still ain't gave me my card. So my parole officer, we got pretty tight. She said, you know, I got a call from them, and they saying they need more information on you. She said, if you want me to, I can just tell them to take it out. So I told her, tell them to take it out. So once the judge had issued the order for me to get off this stuff, and the psychologist that I was seeing for 5 years, he wrote a letter and said that I've been rehabilitated. So the language to get the card is that they actually got a language in there for people that's been mentally competent, mentally insane, or whatever. Is that it?
Don't show the card. Don't show the card. We're live. Don't show your card.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, the crooks. There are people who are still in the program.
Oh, my bad. Look, this is a TWIC card. Homeland Security. It's a chip in there.
Don't show it. Don't show it. Don't show it.
All right.
That's a high clearance card.
So I end up, the doctor that was I seen for 5 years, he wrote a letter and said that I had been rehabilitated. I got the card now. It just goes to show. See, the thing about this technology is this. It's no way around it. This is how they run in the country now. It's on everybody. I don't care who you are. What is this thing here? We dealing with a monster. And this is how they keep everything going.
Before we go into the technology, explain to the people what do you mean? What technology that's on everybody? And there was something powerful you said. Are you trying to tell us that all the drug addicts are in some type of drug addict supercomputer where all their brains are linked up to each other?
Exactly. We're dealing with a global database. They got a grip lock on this system. It's a global database, and everybody, and everybody is cloned on to the nervous system. So when you catch something like it mimics diseases, it can make you cough, it moves your bowels, it messes with your bladder. It's just for the control. It's just for the control. Make you toss and turn in your sleep, sweat your back out on the sheets. Oh man, they do it all, man. But you're gonna always hear that ringing in your left ear at night. And what makes it less, I'm gonna say this, it's different little techniques that you gotta know and come up with to lessen the static. It's just nothing but noise and static, man. And it's all personal. And guess what? It's on the women hard. And if you go to, see, it's different names for this stuff. And what's good about this type of program, we could bring all those names under the umbrella and make it into what it's really supposed to be called, where people can search and go. Because if you go to targeted individuals, you're going to see people, man, all day, just the thing got them everywhere. Because they really don't know. They know something is going on. They know something is torturing them. But when they go to try to explain it, it don't come out right. So people say, oh, they crazy. Oh, they crazy. So it's different. For instance, you got the Havana Syndrome. I think that was no more than a year ago. It happened in Cuba, in Havana, when they hit them with this technology that I'm telling you about. But this time, it hit the U.S. diplomats. It comes through the walls while you're driving. It distracts you, make you wreck. Oh, it perpetrates as your focus and your alertness. It manipulates your alertness through the eyes, through the visual cortex. So that's time. Sometimes you could turn. It's like, oh, no, I'm just tripping. This thing is fast. And then it even goes into when you're sleeping, it programs the dreams. When you wake up, oh, I had a dream. That's a part of the program too. The dreaming, the in-REM sleep. You can hear stuff while you're sleeping. Sometimes, if you ain't in a deep sleep, you can hear stuff. And you can wake up and be like, damn, I was kind of asleep last night, but I heard a car outside and I heard this. That's called in-REM. It's part of the programming too. It's different names for everything this thing do, because they got a program menu that match every cell in the body, the nervous system, everything that goes inside the body. And they play a lot of games with this stuff to make people think what they want to think, and make people do things and say things that they normally wouldn't do, and say things that they normally wouldn't say.
I want to talk to you about two things, right? How are we going to wake up these young children? Because what I realized, what they do is they put them into the beta state, especially with these cell phones, okay? That's like beta state is the equivalent of sleeping. And that's how they're able to take over their minds and get them to either, and this is not about skin color. This is just how the program works. So for young Black boys, they want them to become criminals. For young white boys, they want them to become drug addicts and suicidal. It's
Right.
not about skin color. They're doing it to everyone,
Yeah.
but they do it to people differently. So, what can we do, Big Ace? What can we do to wake up these young people, to keep them, when their eyes are opened, in an active state, so they're not going into beta and then they take over their brains and then have them A, being violent and committing crimes, or B, becoming drug addicts and suicidal? What can we do to keep the young people in an active state while they're awake?
This thing here, man, it's gonna have to come through. It's gonna have to start through a media like this, because what I notice is when you speak about this to young people, they receptive to it. They want to hear this stuff. They want to hear it because they know something is wrong. And let me tell you something. Don't nobody want to use no drugs. Don't nobody really want to use no drugs. You can ask anybody if they want to get off drugs. You know what they're going to tell you?
Exactly.
Yeah. But look, when you got something on you that becomes your... See, this thing manipulates the dopamine in the brain, your urge. It capitalizes on everything you see. But what it does, once it locks, it locks. See, once you learn what to look for with this stuff, you can be like, damn, Big Ace, right. This thing, I don't care where you look, which way you look, in your office, in your car, this thing is going to lock on something. It's going to lock on it through the eyes. But you got to know that's not you locking on it. That's how you catch this stuff. So, for instance, if you got a bowl of fruit, you got different, it locks on people, places, and things, objects through the eyes. This is how they keep you holding the cell phone. This is how you keep you holding the cell phone. Now, see, and if you notice, what human sees through the eyes of a cell phone is the FaceTime. What humans hear through the ears on the face, the cell phone is the speaker. What humans talk through the mouth of a cell phone is the microphone. So this technology, fucking phones, is patent after the human brain. It's patent after the nervous system. The sensors of a phone is patent after the body. We got sensors. When we hot, when we cold. And this technology, it makes you hot. You're like, damn, I don't know why I'm so hot. Be in the bed. Oh, I don't know why I feel so cold in here. That's what you do to me at ADX. You drop the temperature through the technology. What you gonna do? You're gonna cover up and get under the covers and lay down. Now you've been controlled to lay down, and you don't even know why. This is how this technology works. Every aspect of central nervous system. But it's gonna start through this type of programming. But these phones, man, there's a whole nother. These phones, man. This is why can't nobody put the phone down, man.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to ask you. What can we tell the young people? What to look out for? Okay, so you're young. Okay. I'm like, young people, you have to know your thoughts. You have to know your thoughts, because if you don't, what this technology will do is it will put into your head thoughts of, hey, look, go beat up that old person.
The hate.
It will lock into your brain And then all of a sudden, your active thoughts latches on to this false thought. And then the next thing you know, you wake up beating up the elderly person.
See, the thing with this technology is this. 99.9% of the chance you're going to get a thought through what you see. Every time. A thought through what you hear. Every time you're going to get a thought. It's going to be some form of a thought. And this program always want to be that feedback on what you see. This is why these devices is so dangerous right here, man. I mean, the phones is so dangerous. So it's you got to use your common sense based on, it's gonna always come through what you see. You're gonna get a thought behind it. And a lot of the things you get, you're gonna be like, that don't make no sense. It's gonna all, because one thing about this program is, in order to be programmed, in order to be tricked, it has to send the thought to you what they want to happen, what they want you to do. It has to tell on itself. This program, it's just built that way. It's nothing they could do about it. And that's the part about it they hate. But the things that a lot of people get, they don't have it. They think it belongs to them. And it don't. So a lot of this stuff has to come through it's the basic common sense individual. Because you don't get a thought to do something until you see it. You see the drugs. And here it comes. And here it comes. But once you get on the drugs, you don't even need to see the drugs no more. You can just get the thought. And this is how they ran us out with this stuff, man. It's just I don't
What
know.
they do, so what you're saying they do is that they prime the mind.
You prep it.
With the pictures.
With the
Okay,
picture.
young people. So you got to remember, what they're doing is that they prime you with the picture of what they want you to become. They prime your mind with the pictures of what they want you to be. So what you got to do is you got to differentiate good pictures from bad pictures. Is that correct?
You got
It's like it's like that saying, they say, know thyself. You know,
Bingo.
You have to know thyself, and that's hard. It's even hard for people like me. Like, I'll be honest. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think we all get thoughts that we don't. They're not ours. And then sometimes, like in the esoteric, they'll say, "Oh, that's just the ego." But it's more than that. It's more than that.
This thing it's just an evil apparatus, man. And you know, they call this thing the voice of God. They literally coined this thing the voice of God. The voice of God. So it's like, okay, when God tell you to pray, you pray. So they use this weapon as the voice of God, and they use it as the devil. They use it both ways on you. This is how you get good thoughts, you get bad thoughts. Good thought, they use it both ways. And guess what? It's never nothing good about this program, man. All this shit they send is bullshit. All of it, man. And
do you think they're running this with some AI or something? Like, because if they're doing it to a mass population, right? And they're doing it to like
this is what runs the world today.
Well,
this
he
is
said,
why
well,
everything you see, everything, it's gonna be a trend. Okay, let's go back. You know, all of a sudden everybody start bashing cases, going in, taking sledgehammers, running in jewelry stores and running in and out the stores. This is how you get a gang of people to do everything at the same time, the same act.
Okay, so what he's talking about is what they call simulation, where they simulate an event. And then after they simulate the event, in order for the event to go live, when they simulate it, they have, okay, we're going to use this subset of people, okay, in the simulation. The simulation is not live. Then they run the simulation live. So in a live simulation, they're gonna have a sheep or a rabbit, what they call a rabbit in like long distance or middle distance, right? This is the person that everyone is gonna try to keep the pace with. So the rabbit goes in there and breaks the window to the store and starts looting. The simulation has gone live, right? People follow. You guys get it? So what he's
Yeah.
saying is, yeah. So here's another powerful thing that Big A said that I never knew. He said, listen, he said the people who are on drugs, all of them are in a program. They call it drug program, but we think it's a program to get them off drugs. No, it's a computer program.
It's a computer program. It's a computer program.
It's a computer program.
Because this
The
is why
brains of everyone on drugs is in a drug program. So the brains of everyone who is in a gang is in a gang program. The brains of everyone who's in prison is in a prison program.
program.
Go ahead, Big.
Do you know what they call this? The scientists, they coined this as being a hive mind. This is why when you look up EEG cloning, hive mind, transhumanism, that's everything this stuff do.
Rainetta, guys, I'm sorry, I'm sister. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta pee. I'll be, just keep going. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Hey, this is significant for him, and I understand how this way works and why that seat is now empty. They don't want him to hear this. This is how this works. But so he gonna hear it when he come back, though. This is how this works, man. You know what I'm talking about.
I mean, I'm in it. They did it to me since I was a child.
Man,
I mean,
that's how this works.
They got me like.
Oh, yeah.
But this is powerful, guys. This is powerful, guys. I'm gonna repeat this again. I gotta repeat this, Big. I gotta repeat this. Everyone who's on drugs, you're in a drug program. But when they say program, they don't mean after school program. They mean computer program. If you're in a gang, you are in a gang computer program. Okay? If you're in prison, you're in a prison computer program. How did this man go get free and 54 days later, twice?
Twice. Unless
it's a program. Go for it, baby.
Yeah. Back to let's make the distinction between, because they got different names for this stuff, but it's all doing the same thing to the people. What was he calling that on them people? What they call it? Targeted individuals.
Yeah, targeted
individuals. They just got different names. This stuff has been going on since the 70s. You got all these old programs, mind control programs, all this that, they get busted and bring it up on a new budgets of money and change the name and stuff just done went all the way on to today. But today, in the time we're in now, the real name you can find this stuff under, and the meaning is EEG, cloning, hive mind, transhumanism. EEG cloning, hive mind, transhumanism. The hive mind of it is they look at the world as a hive mind, in that they feel like they need a group. People need a group to make a decision, and it's like that in a lot of places. What should I do about this? What should I do about this? And what you think about this? And what you think about this? A lot of people can't make their own decisions. And with this program, is they get a lot of people to be followers, and they started when we're young. It starts in the schools. It starts with the sports. It starts in the schools. It starts in the neighborhood. program neighborhood bullies. They program all of this stuff, and then you end up going different certain directions in life, juvenile hall, this and that, and it just keeps on going and going and going. But the hive mind of it is they look at society as a beehive, one big global beehive, and that they feel like people need to be controlled because they just do. And this is why they had these programs to control everybody and to fit they crazy agenda, man. But the transhumanism part of it is a moving, well, they're trying to, and they're doing a good job at it. They moving us out of post-humans, right, into transhumanism. And transhumanism is AI. So basically, we walking around as clones. Everybody think to be cloned, you got to clone an animal, or you got to clone a lady to have a kid. No, we ain't talking about this type of cloning. It's different type of cloning. Everything could be cloned. Marijuana could be cloned. Everything could be cloned. We talking about cloning society in every individual, cloning onto the nervous system with a particular wave. And this is how they doing this stuff. This is how cybernetics, this thing is real complex to break down for us, how it works through the visual cortex and the audio cortex, and how it records everything from when you're young. It records everything so it could take you back to repeat, repeat. It's never like this in the mind. Never. It's like an old clock, pendulum clock that goes tick, tock, tick, tock. But the time on the clock never moves. It's a defect in the clock. So everybody becomes a defect because the nervous system has been altered with this technology. And some people, no matter how much they want to change and how well they want to do, it's
and the deeper the person's mind is like hooked on the EEG cloning, the EEG heterodyning.
Heterodyning.
That's when they literally lock onto your brainwave.
Yeah, that's how heterodyning. That's how you can these signals from across the world and bend them, and you could do, because see, this thing, it don't cut off. I don't care who you are. You're gonna always be, oh, I'm having a bad day. See, you don't supposed to be doing none of that. All of this scratching the head, all of these fake words, stress is no such thing. Stress is a program. Anything that ties into the mental health facility is a program, man.
Suicide.
They got, look, when I went, you hear voices? No, I don't hear voices. Now let's go to the next stage. Okay, we done did all these evaluations, but man, they did so many psychological reports on me, man. I broke all their pens. They was like, oh, I thought you said a tip with you. They was just tripping, man. I'm like, why won't these people just run me in the trial? Like, okay, it's just man, they was tripping on this.
Now, because the trial, then you allow discovery, and then you'd be exposing what they did, and they don't want that in the court records.
Bro, you would never hear, look, I'm probably the longest running federal pretrial detainee in federal court history. No one has ever caught a federal case and sat there for 5 or 6 years without a trial. If you find one, let me know. That's unheard of. They gonna get you in, give you 100 years, and get your ass out of there. Next
shit, case, I know if I catch a case, I'm calling you, Ace, and be my appointed attorney.
Well, look, I've been look. Soon as this case was over with, When I went back to Springfield, I said, oh, they're going to try to commit me on some bogus stuff. She said, well, if they're talking medication, tell them they need to call me. But for 6 years, I promise you, we never went into a court hearing. In every court hearing we went into, Rainetta, I said, this is what we're going to do. And that's all we did. You better not say nothing else. That's all we did. Being that lawyer, for the time we started, man, at the end, she was like, man, if I get my own practice, could you get me? I said, yeah. She just fell in love with me, man. She was like, man, you the best. I said, man, you got to let your hair down. Quit being a public defender. You need your own practice. Man, look, I was the most successful case she ever had as a public defender. I walked out of there. Took me a while, but I walked out.
Can I ask you a question? In the prison population, I think it's what, 2 million. How many of those people you believe are there because they committed the crime or because the computer committed the crime?
Everybody there that I know that I don't remember. And if you told all the deals I went in there, from the juvenile to all the way to, I was doing stretches. I did like 30 years total. I came out finally in 2007, and I ain't looked back. Because when I came out in 2000 and was out 54 days and caught that first bank robbery, 54 days, I caught the first bank robbery. When I got out and caught the second, I said, I know this program so good. I know it good. And they kept, I said, look, I would ride by banks. I'd be in the car with somebody and they would be driving. And as soon as I do like this, there they go. I'm like, oh, hell no. They kept doing me like that. They kept doing, remember, I knew this before I left out. Remember, I went through all the torture.
So did they, wait, listen, I need to understand. Did they alter your reality when they did this? Did they put you in a different state when they did this? Or were you like?
No.
Yeah, that's important. That's really important.
Look.
Because these young people are doing these crimes.
Look, let me try to sum this up right here. If I got buddies I hang around every day, right? And everybody doing what they doing to survive. So I guess they doing what they think their mind is telling them to do. So they doing it. Every chance they get, oh man, woo, woo, woo. You know how homeboys be. So they doing it, they're hanging out together and they doing it. So when your mind is idle, this thing don't stop. Look, every nanosecond, this thing is gonna have you on something. I don't care if it's on the computer. If you some people, all they do is just look at TikTok all damn day. It got them on TikTok all day. Sometimes I pick up the phone. I'm like, oh no, I've been on this thing too long. Throw this thing down. And I know the program. And it's
Ace, I got a good question. I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just thinking, do you think they have people inside our reality that instigate the programs too? Like, did you ever think of that? That I encounter that sometimes because I talk to a lot of people from podcasting, and sometimes the relationships will go sour, but you almost feel like a person's like guiding you to think a certain way, or they're like trying to. Then it makes me think, well, are they counterintelligence? That's kind of what I'm saying. So do you think there's people that are hooked to these programs?
Handlers.
Yes, exactly. Handlers. Yeah.
So this is how this works. This is how this works. This program, this apparatus, this is how it works. It's got to use somebody against you. It's got to do it. This is how you got positive and you got negative. This is how you get, like, say for instance, you're going to always have somebody in the crowd that got something to say about something. No matter how positive it is. This is how this wave works. It's got to work somebody on you. It's got to work you on yourself, somebody on you. It got to work. You try to work your brother on you, your sister on you, your cousin on you, your homeboys on you. This is how it works, man. It's pure evil. I don't care, man. Something's got to be on your mind. Whatever you look at, the wave, I call it the wave.
Yeah,
has
wave.
to feel the dot.
Okay, so that's powerful. We're not trying to cut you off, but we're trying to make sense of this. So in the mind of a young person, what it does is it doesn't like the mind to be at rest. So they will come in and the program would constantly be like, rob that person, rob that person, rob that person.
It's got to have you somewhere. It's got to have you on something. It's got to have you smoking a cigarette. It's got to have you overeating. It's got to have you doing something. It's got to have you overindulging. It's got to have you promiscuous. It's got to have you prostituting. It's got to have you shooting drugs. It's got to have you doing something. It's got to have you doing something, man. And you have to be able to differentiate from the incoming, because the incoming never stops. Everybody has a handler. Everybody. This is how people fuck up. This is how a person that never make a mistake. And you know what that person's going to say? I'm sorry. This is how you keep the whole world apologizing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. They do it again. I'm sorry. Sorry don't mean shit. This is a program, man. I'm sorry program. I didn't mean to do it program. And guess what? It's all a program.
And they call it behavior modification. Behavior modification. I want to read something. I want to read something to you guys, okay? Now, don't take this the wrong way, anyone. This is not about color, but I want you guys to see this. What let's see here. Yeah, this is it. Tell me if you guys can see the screen. You might have to let me present.
You have to put it up. Hold on, let me see if I
yeah. Let me present. I want to show this.
It's not letting me. It's not letting me pull it up.
It's not letting you present.
No, shit.
I like this program.
I'm tapping on my screen and I can't pull it up.
No, that's crazy. Ah, damn.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Wait, I can try to pull it up on my computer. Oh wait, here we go. I got something. I got it. Add to stage.
Okay, great. I want to show you guys. Everyone, I want everyone to read this book. Okay.
Did it come up?
Yeah. It did.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. It just disappeared too. Oh my God, they just disappeared. Hold on. They just totally disappeared my screen. Hold on. Okay, watch this. I want you guys just to focus on the last sentence, right? So this is James Casbolt, who was in these programs, these brain programs, right? These neuro programs, but he was raised to be in a different way. They used them in a different way, right? So listen to what he says, right? He said a new theme connected to the project. Let me make this bigger.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I hope I didn't lose it. Hold on, let me just find it here. Okay, right, here we go. So watch this. Remember, he kept saying it's a project. So watch this. You got to read this book, guys. A new theme connected to the project starts here, namely the introduction and exposure to race-specific biowarfare and chemical agents at these facilities. I am not certain how they work, but injections, sprays, and other means to cause our hormones and pheromones to agitate Black males in the school into aggression towards us. They also cause females, Black and white, to be extremely sexually attracted to us, as well as changing our behavior to be even more off the wall.
Right.
The Black boys are much more physically developed than us white boys who have been taken to the bases, underground. Watch this. A mass campaign of bullying, of intense bullying starts, and we don't stand a chance. I am singled out as the most bullied boy in the school. Okay, that's not the part I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you with the, hold on.
Okay.
It's with the, oh, they just erased my memory. Hold
They
on.
blocking you?
Yeah, they just blocked me. Just
Yeah, I
blocked
told
my,
you they're
yeah.
blocking you. Hey, that block is vicious.
Yeah, they, okay. hold
They
on.
do memory wipes. They do it to me. They do it all the
So,
time. I don't know.
Let me try to jog you back though.
They just block, hold on.
It's gonna come back to you. They're gonna have to give it back to you. That's how it works. They trying to be you. You not trying to be them. So they're gonna give it back.
They just totally blocked me.
No, it's
You were
gonna come
talking
back.
about how the boys were developing as far as like, and they were getting bullied, and how they
Yeah.
some were taken to underground bases.
Basically, they just totally blocked it out. Hold on. Basically, what it is that he's saying what they're doing. Okay, hold on. Hold on. All right, hold on. They just blocked all of it. Wow.
Okay.
They're blocking it.
Yeah.
Hold on. 1, 2. Okay, hold on. Found it. Watch this. He says, okay, this is what I needed. This classroom session includes a New World Order concepts that seem to revolve around Nazism. So he's saying the New World Order is about that, right? But that word is not mentioned or the other stuff, right? Then he goes, various symbols are shown on code words. This is his programming. They're programming him now. He tells us he is aware of the persecution by Black boys against the white boys in the school. And then he goes, and if the Blacks are not wiped out, this problem will get worse, as many of the nastier fights in the school are a result of children. Watch this. Many of the fights at the school, meaning the bullying, are the result of children being exposed to military chemicals for behavior modification. Did you guys catch that?
Yeah.
He was saying, listen, we're being beaten up in these schools by these Black kids. And the guy who's programming was like, yeah, we're the ones who doing it. We're doing it. We're spraying them. He said, we're spraying the children in the schools and we're injecting them with stuff that makes them violent. He says it right there. You got to read this book. I'll post the link. It's not about black and white. He was being programmed to be a Manchurian candidate. Yeah. And he was explaining how they were building him. So one of the things they were doing was that they would spray. And in that, he's talking about these actual weapons. Let me show you something else that he says so that you guys can see. Okay, watch this. The plan of this AI. Okay.
AI.
Watch this.
Artificial intelligence.
He said, so the AI system will attempt to abrogate, horrify, and traumatize, isn't this what's going on now? The life forms of the planet targeted for extermination through the process. Be advised, both the individuals and the mirror entity, that's the EEG cloning, consciousness are essentially trapped within the AI machine. He just said that.
Trapped in the AI machine. So
this is called Project. The project is Project IBIS. Watch this. AI cannot assign another mirror entity to the individual once the mirror entity is deleted due to genetic reasons. Okay? You guys have to read this book. It's exactly what he's talking about. And I posted the link. Okay? It's not about black and white people. They are after everyone. So if you're still thinking in black and white, you're lost. You're lost. The goal in the United States, they want the young black boys violent, get them into prison, get this technology in them. They want the white boys addicted to drugs or suicidal to get the technology in them. It's two different it's the same program, but two different pathways. Okay, go for it, babe.
Yeah, they still, but you know, the thing with this, they're attacking it from all angles. They on exactly that what you talking about, but see, it's no way they can succeed in this type of stuff without getting everybody. So race doesn't play a part in it. Only time race plays a part in this is when they trying to get the race wars going, when they try to drum up all of this racial stuff through the politics, through Trump and all of that stuff, and because they working him. That wave was working the hell out of Trump. So and this is why this is why he can't keep his mouth closed. But anyway, this is most definitely, man. This thing is trying to take down the whole world. They don't care what color you are. But within the program, they got all of this demonic stuff they try to indoctrinate in people, like, you know, all of this, you know what I'm talking about. All the stuff that you see going on that's going on.
Sexual stuff is a program, people.
Now, let me tell you this.
Don't remember, we're on YouTube, so
since you brought that up, I'm just gonna go where I'm just gonna go there. With me is this. I don't play with this stuff no more, man. I don't do, see, since I really learned this stuff and how it go, I don't play with it no more. As far as the banks and all, I don't let it get me like that. It try to get me with other things, like other little things, like with my girl, or trying to just in-house stuff, like same tactics they tried when I was a kid with the family, the home. It try to get you with that type of stuff, me with that type of stuff, like try to get me violent, like in that type of stuff like that. But other than that, it's just a whole bunch of static all day that the thing is, it tries to get you to go back and forth with it, call your names, all of this stuff, in a whole bunch of just homosexual stuff. I get sick of it. Man. It's so bad that I literally do things in the back. I have to cut the lights off. So I don't have to come up with different techniques, seriously, like to cut the lights off and learn how to move around in the dark in the bathroom and do what I need to do, shower, dry off, brush my teeth. I don't use the mirror. They want you always in the mirror, because the whole thing is, the handler is cloned onto you. So, I mean, he has to know how you brush your teeth. This thing is so fast, you get a thought, brush this side of my mouth. Now I'm brush my tongue. It's got you brushing your tongue. This is how fast it is. The thought programming of it. It sends you, so your hand is doing what your mind is telling it to do. But I'm so sharp with it, I'm hard to hold with it, man. This thing is I'm talking about, man. This thing is a beast. Oh, what side to wash off when you're in the shower? This arm. Wash the back of your head. It be trying to get, it's that deep. The control.
Like an AI, it comes in like an AI assistant.
It's like,
but it comes in like assistant.
Oh man.
But it's not an assistant. It's there to take you over.
Oh man, to take you over.
Well, let's talk about some programs so people can recognize.
Deep,
suicide is AI. Let's go there. Okay. Rape.
AI. Most definitely.
AI. Murder. Can we go there?
Look. All of this stuff she's gonna say, look, it's already on the paper.
Theft.
About everything she about to say is on this paper.
Theft.
Suicide, skid row, I mean everything. Anything
Okay?
you can think of.
If you have desires to steal, it's not you. It's the
It's not you.
technology prompting you to do it. Okay?
Can I ask you a question?
And it's never good. Sorry, it's never good what it wants you to do. Go, Big Ace.
Let me see. The thing about this thing is, once you like show and demonstrate different certain things to look for to know that this thing exists, it's like, have you ever walked into your kitchen? You're gonna be able to answer this one way. Walk into your kitchen, walk into your office, walk into something, send you to the kitchen, and when you get to the kitchen, you looking around like a damn fool and say, what the hell I came in here for? Or you go to the refrigerator, you pour orange juice in a glass or something, punch or something. Next thing you know, you opening up the microwave door to put it up, or opening up the cabinet. You like, what the hell am I doing? This how fast this stuff is, man. This is what I'm talking about. These are the signs you look for, man. Like, you know, you go to your kitchen to do one thing and you don't even know why you went into the kitchen all of a sudden. But then it gives it back to you. Oh, now I remember. That's how fast this thing is. Yeah, that's how fast it is.
Let's wrap it up. So, people, if you have thoughts about suicide, it's a computer program.
It's a program.
If you are in a gang, your gang and the other gang, both your brains are in an AI computer simulating gang wars.
Yeah. You kill each other.
Yeah. Okay. Understand, this is not a joke. Let me say that again. If you're in a gang, you are thinking your actions are yours. You are thinking you want to harm that person. It's not you. It is an AI program living through you. If you steal, it is not you. It is an AI program living through you. If you cheat, if you rape, if you murder,
AI.
it's an AI experiencing life through you. If you are violent, it is an AI living life through you. Now watch this. Now, there are individual actions and there are clusters, what they call the hive. So for example, if you're in a gang, every person is a gang. In a gang, you have to remember, your brain is linked to your gang in a supercomputer, and the brain of the rival gang is in a supercomputer, and they're simulating both of you to kill each other. Okay. If you're in the KKK, that is an AI living through you. If you're in Black Lives Matter, it's an AI living through you. If you're in Antifa, it's an AI. If you're the first time I encountered this program in the worst way was in the churches. This is where I saw it the worst, the biggest highs. Okay. If you are religious, because you have a set doctrine, I'm telling you, your brain is in a religious computer. You have to try to be as random as possible with this thing. And according to what's his name? They're just blocking up my mind. I forgot his name. Anyway, this guy, they killed him. He
James
said,
Casbolt.
No, another guy. This guy, they killed him. Anyway, he said,
Max Spears?
No, this is another one. They killed him like a couple years ago. Like he was the one that said, "Get out of America." But he said if America it's worse than China in America. He said the grid in America, the AI supercomputer grid, okay? He said it is the worst in America, not China, America. So he said, in order to survive, he said, you have to get as far away from America as possible to escape the grid. I don't think it's possible anymore. I have my reasons. I'm not going to bring it up. But people, listen, everything you do, whether you are an individual or in a collective, in a group, you're in a supercomputer. And this is why it's so difficult to wake people up. So, Big Ace, what are your parting words? And I think you and Rob could do a part 2. Go
Oh,
really,
yeah, we
really
definitely
go
we
into
got to, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go for it.
we have to we most definitely need to do a part 2 so we can like dive into the different cells and the different parts inside of the body that this stuff attacks. It likes attacking the stomach. You gotta watch what you eat. It loves attacking the gut, man. It loves it. It because once it attacks the gut and you're eating certain things, it messes with your sleep because it's messing with your stomach. It's the stomach is one of the ones, man. It love to attack most. So we need to do a part 2 so we can get into the lungs, the breathing, and how it attacks the breathing and the mucus that they don't want you to get out of you. They don't want you to get the mucus out. They trap it. They move it around and they trap it in you. So if you catch something like a cold, you end up with COVID or something. And see this. So we need to attack those type of things next time. And a part 2 would be cool.
Yeah, that would be dope. Yeah.
Thank
This
you,
was
guys.
amazing.
This was great. Big Ace, I mean, you're just a natural. You're just a natural. I mean, guys, this is serious, okay? This is above and beyond targeting. Targeting is when the weapons come after someone. This is turning the person into what they want the person to be in order to justify milking them of their life force.
Ooh.
Okay?
Walking you to your death.
Psychic driving.
Psych
A person, when you were young, Big Ace, what did you want to be before the program took over you and changed that?
I probably would have been maybe singing, or probably would have been
a lawyer.
I would have been playing. I was good at baseball.
Or a lawyer. Academic wise.
Now I would say a lawyer.
Yeah. Baseball, so artistic.
Yeah.
And you know why the program likes people like that?
My thing is like, I like to, you can't help everybody, but I like to save who I could save. Yeah, I like to just reach. That's why, like, it was a while before I could even talk about this. I had to wait till I get off paper to even remember. They say don't talk about it. None of that. So, I mean, just think all of this time and it came to this. I was thinking about it today. I was like, this is amazing how we land here with this.
The program.
Yeah.
Because they're ready for it to come out. Yeah.
Yeah, Rainetta, I've been on this since 97, literally with no YouTube. It was no YouTube. It was no Instagram. It was no Facebook. It was nothing. When I came, it was MySpace. And so I already knew it was going to get to this point. And when I was in that solitary confinement, I said, we got work to do. It's going to take a long time, but everything always gets out. Everything. And it's here. And they ain't even hiding it. They're not hiding it.
No, they don't even care. No, they make videos saying, oh, they said the last crazy person said, Yuval Noah Harari, the high priest of this program, he goes, yeah. Well, the AI now could put a GUN, because we're on YouTube, GUN, into someone's hands and make them. That's what he said. It can put into someone's hands, because we're on YouTube, and make them That's what he said.
That's the easy part. I vouch that that's easy.
But here's
That's
the thing.
nothing.
But here's what I'm trying to show people. What I noticed when the AI takes over a person and commits crimes, you got to read Project Ibis, people. Read that book. Because he tells you in the book the AI wants to live through the humans. And he said it gets to a point where the AI realizes there's this thing called God, and then it doesn't understand what God is, and then it begins to wipe out the human race. This is where we are.
This is where we are. And so the thing about this, even though this programming manual is so broad, it's humongous, and it covers everything in the body. It manipulates and alters everything, your breathing, your everything, nose receptors, everything. Even though it's so broad, guess what? They put all of their eggs in one basket, and they look. I promise you, when I was in ADX, I was the main source guinea pig. I was the first one that peeped this in ADX Federal Supermax, man. And guess what? I end up mastering it through the torture. I let them torture me. It wasn't nothing I could do about it. But everything they did, I never forgot. Everything they did. And they do it right today. I'm at home. And you know what? And I live like it's just a normal life. Every day, this stuff never cuts off. Never. Guess what? It's on my wife. She know it now. It's on my sister-in-law across the street. She know it now. So you know what? This stuff done brought on a whole nother curriculum. A conversation at our table. We talk wave talk. We talk wave talk. So it's no way that wave can turn my wife against me and me against her, or me against my sister-in-law. We understand. And every time something come up, you know what they say? The wave just try to make me do this, or the wave just try to make me stick this in the microwave. This going on. We talk like this.
I mean,
Hey,
I like that
I'm
because
telling you, man,
you're fighting against it. You know.
this is how we do. We read it. See, everything it has to come through here first, artificially. And when it comes through here, you might hear somebody say, "Where the shit that come from?" Or you might hear females go, "Devil, you a lie." When they holler, "Devil, you a lie," they saying, because they know something is trying to get through there. This is how black people talk. Am I lying? Devil, you a lie. Trying to get through there. Trying to get through there. When you get something that you're not going crazy. When something ain't right, you be like, try again. Try again.
what it does, but for black people, we think it's a devil. But white people have to realize the way they use it on them is for school shootings, suicide, drugs. The way they use it for black people is gangs, petty crime, street crime. Okay? And then the way they use it for black against whites, they keep trying race war, race war, race war. Okay? They use it against Muslims too. All Muslims are terrorists. Okay? Oh, Muslims are. Look, it's programs.
Program.
Or the Muslims are against the Christians. It's programs. It's all programs.
Program.
We have to try to love one another.
It's different levels of it. Different levels. Different levels. Yeah. But see, if you can wipe the bottom out, if you can get rid of that bottom, if you can get rid of all these ghettos and all the people that live in these ghettos, if you can get rid of the bottom in every state, we the problem with this program. Because it's a lot of people, all the rest of the people is easy. they get them to do whatever they want them to do.
I have been screaming this to the United States. Listen, I lived when I was in New York, and this program is on steroids in New York. The majority of the towers and antennas, like I used
Turned
to
up.
live in a black neighborhood, right? So New York is like black neighborhood, white neighborhood, Italian, Muslim, Indian. It's like that, right? I used to go from neighborhood to neighborhood to neighborhood to neighborhood. When it came to the black neighborhood, these weapons were on so high, you
Turned
would
up.
think it's a demon
And got
in
them
the
turned up.
atmosphere, and it's weapons.
Turned up. Got them turned
The
up.
black neighborhoods were the only neighborhoods where the weapons were on. And I said, you know what, let me do an experiment. So I traveled from New York all the way to Arizona. I used to go running, and I said, you know what, I'm going to run. So I would run in all sorts of neighborhoods. The only neighborhood where the weapons were on was black neighborhoods. So I have been warning the Caucasians, listen, when they're done with these weapons in the black neighborhoods, they're coming for you. And nobody listens. Nobody listens.
And they're doing that now, like you said, with the drugs, like, because that's what most people, like, that's the problem nowadays.
Drugs and
the
suicides.
problems.
Yeah.
It's the fentanyl is the big problem that people are getting hooked on. Like because people are on opiates and then they get hooked on fentanyl and then they die because fentanyl is a killer. So that's like a huge, like, and they're putting it in and they have people putting fentanyl in everything. It's in every drug now, every street drug.
Yeah, I heard. But you got to understand, they never stopped trying. In the 70s, they tried to get us too. They tried to get us. They had us. We were smoking PCP. We were smoking Sherm. We was actually smoking that shit. At one point, we started dipping half a tampon cigars in that stuff. Water. Yeah. So it never stopped to this day. So they got more stuff to kill them with, today. And I'm gonna say this. When I used to be in that cell, and when they was torturing me in that cell, they used to torture me so cold in that cell, look. And I would like, hey, this is when I found out. When you get to the snap, when a person snaps, they would test me, and they would hit that thing in me. I swing. I'm like, hey, oh, that's what that is. Oh, y'all do the snap too. So this is what you're doing to us. When you get the person to snap, that shit do that too. Because it drives you and it manipulates the panic and flight in you. And then they say, okay, in the 70s, they were saying, oh, the blacks got a violent gene. That's what they were saying in the 70s. We violent. We need a new chokehold for these dudes, police. So that thing, this device, it alters that particular cell that make you snap. It does that too. I promise you, they tested on me 1,000,000 times. And I said, whoa. I'm swinging in the cell, and it ain't even nobody there. They just drove me that much. Then hit the button. I said, whoa. This thing does it all, brother. I promise you, they done tested it on me 1,000,000 times. They done did. I know everything in the manual what it does to the body and the response that they want from it. Everything from the breathing to COVID to everything this thing do.
So remember that watch this. They just erased my memory.
See? They keep blocking it because they look, you see, hey, this is what this thing do, brother. It blocks you at a remember when Back to the GED test.
Oh, back to the, I was about to say back to the IQ.
Back to the GED test.
What they do is they hook you up to these computers and have the computers literally run on what, here's how it works with your brain. They will sell you and tell you, oh, it's going to make you smarter. They will literally take away half your intelligence and then replace it with an AI assistant in your head and then say you're low IQ.
That's what they own now. Elon Musk, that's what they own now. Interfacing the brain with the computer. That's what they own now. So it gets to a point where they like a scapegoat for what's really going on. What's really going on? And they talking, I seen this man in 97 coming. I seen it. I seen this coming in 97. And nobody know what the hell was going on. And I'm sitting in solitary confinement where I can't even move, shaking my head like this. Boy, oh boy. Man, we in for one. We got work to do. They here with it. It's here, and they talking about it like it ain't nothing, man. Face, come on, man. Come on, brain, interface with the computer. Come on. Like it ain't nothing.
Let me tell you what this technology is capable of. And then we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna do a part two. I was traveling from New York to North Carolina. At about 11:45, it was either 10:45 or 11:45, I can't remember. We were looking for a gas station. We were in Virginia. Mark that, Virginia.
Virginia.
I was the one looking for the gas station because of the driver, right? So I pulled up a gas station, and I remember her saying, no, not this gas station because it's a small neighborhood gas station. We need to find a big commercial one. So I said, okay, I pulled up the next gas station. She saw the gas station on the tablet, on the dashboard. She saw the DOT sign on the highway. She's the driver. Next, not far was the exit, telling you the next stop is the exit. Let me tell you what this technology is capable of. We turn off the highway. I look to my left, I look to my right. I said, hold on. There's no gas station here. Bush on the left, bush on your right, trees. You can see the silhouette. In front of us, nothing. I said, but I saw the sign on the phone. I plugged it into the tablet. She saw it on the tablet. We both saw the sign on the side of the highway.
You got that one there.
We're driving. I said, hold on. There's no gas station here. All of a sudden, meanwhile, we're running out of gas. I look to my right and I hear a voice come out from the bush. There's no gas station back here. You don't belong back here. Clack, clack, clack. And every time I hear the word clack, I see in my mind's eye someone's neck breaking. And like something eating it, like a predator, breaking the neck of something and then killing it and eating it. I said, what the hell? So I turned to her and I said, did you hear that? So she goes, she was military, by the way. So it's as level-headed as you can get. She goes, no, I didn't hear anything. She said, the sign says there's a gas station. So we're driving, running out of gas, in the middle of nowhere, in the bush, looking for this. The voice comes to me again. I said, there are dead bodies back here. You don't belong back here. So I screamed, get me out of here. We do a U-turn, ran out of there. About a couple miles later, we get a gas station. The two of us are quiet. We finally cross from Virginia into North Carolina. And then all of a sudden she goes, you know, the military has body farms in West Virginia where they study bodies decomposing, the scientists, right? I said, didn't I tell you a voice told me there were dead bodies back there? She goes, I just remembered. That haunted me for about a year. When I went to go look at approximately where we were, there's no way we could have ended up in West Virginia in 5 minutes. We were 5 hours and 45 minutes from West Virginia. How on earth did we end up in the Appalachian freaking mountains deep in the bush in West Virginia?
Yeah.
Okay?
Mhm.
This technology is no joke,
My
people.
goodness.
All right? So,
Yeah.
listen, Big Ace, you're going to do one on my show. Rob, thank you. Do you have anything to say?
Hey,
Rob's the
thank
man.
you, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob. We got to do this again, though.
Rob, unmute.
I was gonna say, you guys, thanks. I was thinking, thank you so much. And I was gonna say,
Man,
you guys want to tell them where they can find you? Big Ace, do you want to tell them first where they can find you, and then right now?
You can find me at Power Development at Instagram. You can find me at Power Development at Facebook. You can find me at Power Development. Power Development everywhere. On all of them, Twitter, Power Development. Anywhere you go to, you can find me on Power Development. You want my email? You can hit me at Sam Lee, that's SAMLEE 1963 .ls@gmail.com.
That's awesome. And Rainetta?
blacksunrise.com/newsletter. But don't worry about me. This show is about Big Ace. Guys, if you know you're going through this kind of program, okay, reach out to him. Reach out to him, especially if your mind has been altered, and I'm not saying this in a derogatory way. If the program is on your mind to change you into a criminal, reach out to him.
I'll work with you.
Okay? Really.
And you can also catch me on Power Development TV on YouTube. That's YouTube, Power Development on YouTube.
Okay,
TV.
Development.
Power Development TV.
Yeah, if you send me the links, I'll post them in the description too,
Mm-hmm.
And guys, you know where to find me. All my links will be in the description. Support the podcast if you can. It's important because I do multiple shows a day, and I don't want to put that out there because it's tiring to keep saying support the podcast, support the podcast. And I appreciate you guys, and thank you, Rainetta, and thank you, Big Ace. And
man,
I want to say something.
Oh, you won, bro, for that one.
Seriously, guys.
Oh, you won, Rob, man. Oh, you won.
I really want to say this. If this program has got your mind, okay, if it has your mind and is taking you to a place where you're being altered to become a criminal, where you're being altered to become suicidal, where you're being altered to become violent or join a gang, reach out to Big Ace. He knows this program and he can pull you out. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Everybody have a good night. And if it'll let me in the stream, it's not. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. And then Big Ace is also with us tonight. He's been on my show once. This is his second time on my show. Big Ace and Rainetta are exposing the technology that they are putting inside people's bodies. And when I say they, you know who they is. It's far beyond anything I could ever imagine. And they're going to get into that tonight. And this is a really important episode, guys. So, this is really important. So, yeah. With all that said, Rainetta, Big Ace, thank you for coming back on. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me on. Oh, good. So thank you for having me on again. Big Ace, welcome. I'm just reading the chat. I think you saved a lot of lives on this one, on the last one. You woke up a lot of people, and a lot of people were saying, oh my God, this is the missing link.
That's a good, it is. Most definitely is.
I think your story, there's no story that supersedes your story.
Mm.
You know, really, and I'm being serious.
Yeah, and the fact that he won in court as well, you know what I mean? That just like signifies though that's like the icing on the cake. You know what I mean? Like I would have believed your story if you didn't win in court. But the fact that you won in court shows that's like the proof in the pudding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was battling for my life on that. They was, man, they was finna put me away for life. I was battling with that, man, and I did it for like, basically I did it over 7 years, because once I got out, I was still under that civil commitment thing. And as I explained, the commitment was bogus. It was straight up bogus. You know, like the
Yeah.
judge, he said, I'm gonna send him back there, and if you can find, if you can find him, if he's found to be not a danger to himself, other people's property, and to the community, then release him back to the community. It was nothing, nothing that they could legally find to 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 prove that I was a danger for commitment. It was nothing, zero. And of course, remember that case that came down, Sale versus United States. They made it real hard for them to drug people, to try to make them competent for trial. So that's what that thing was all about.
Big Ace, one of the things I wanted to talk about today. So I have Big Ace sent me some copies of his court documents. I don't know where Rob disappeared to. Like, they do not want this show like airing. Okay, he's coming back. Let's just see. Hopefully he's not. I mean, how do you kick out the host of the show? I mean, this is crazy. Yeah, and look at this.
hey,
I'm
hey,
here. I had
Rob.
the log on from my phone because I get
Hey,
less
Rob.
interference on my phone
Rob.
for some reason. Yeah, I
Rob.
don't know why.
It's
This
just
is
crazy.
hey, this is not a game. This is not they clone Tyrone, no TV shit, none of that, man. This is the real deal, and I'm the best in the country. I dealt with the best of psychologists, psychiatrists. I was a study for over 6 years with no trial, and none of them people could touch me. So my whole thing is, I had to be quiet for so long. I couldn't talk about it. I wanted to talk about it, but couldn't until I got off everything. Now I'm ready. And then besides, early on, back in because this thing has been, I've been on this thing since 97. It was no YouTube, no Google, no Facebook. Basically, it was nothing. So the people wasn't ready for me then. They wasn't ready for me 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, 13, 14, 15 years ago. They weren't ready for me. Now it's time to bring this to the people, man, because this thing is on American public, man, worldwide, man. And this is why you seeing everything you're seeing. It's not just happening on its own. The school shootings, people going in Walmarts, opening fire. Almost everybody, if you pay attention to the news, that go shoot up 18, 19 people. You're going to hear in the news after he killed himself, oh, he was hearing voices, or he was hearing this and here. See, that's the first trick of this technology. The first trick of this technology is to make you think you're hearing his voices. That's going to determine which way they're going to go with you and which way you're going to go. That's going to determine which door you go through. See, it's doors, man. It's doors to this thing. It's doors, man. It's schizophrenic doors, bipolar doors. These are doors that's already made up with the Psychiatrists Association, man. They already made up and it's written in the book. It's a scam. That shit is a scam, man. There's no such thing as a bipolar and schizo and all of this. It's produced through this machine, man, this technology. That's how all of this, when you can't figure it out, that's when they're going to come with all the names to try to suit you in. Bipolar, suicidal, all of this shit. Suicide, come on, man. It come from this machine. All of that stuff come from this machine, man. I promise you, man. I could prove it to you. And anybody, man, that I can teach them. I can show them how to read this stuff, how to catch it.
Mr. Rogers, there's a comment by a Don Rogers. He said, "You woke up our 15-year-old son. Thank you, sir. I keep telling you, you're saving people's lives." So
look, I'm a zoom through this stuff right here, because you know how this technology, it blocks you on a dime. It blocks you, and when it blocks you, it tries to make you look stupid to the people. I mean, look, everything that this stuff do, the whole world go through it. But you know what? They don't even know it's a program. Everything that I explain on this program, the whole world is going through it. But they don't know it like I know it. They don't even know it's a program on them. But everybody's been indoctrinated, man, for so long, they just think that's how it goes. They just think that's how the mind works. But when
tell us how a person knows that the wave is on them. Break it down. How does, like, if the wave is on me, how would I know it's the wave and I'm not crazy? Tell us.
That's a really good question. I think
that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good question. See, let me hold me to that question, right? And let me go here. Let me go here. Okay, let's talk about the human senses right quick. The 5 basic human senses: the sense of touch, the eyesight, ears for hearing, nose for smell, and the mouth for taste. The mouth for taste. This game and this program revolves around the 5 senses: the taste, the touch, the smell, the hearing, everything, right? It revolves around that. But for it to work, it has to be able to join up with that sense, one of those, whatever sense you're using, it has to be able to join up with that, with audible communications. And that audible communications is going to link up with either what you're seeing, what you're smelling, what you taste, what you touch, and what you hear. This program is famous for it, man. It's lightning fast. But like I say, this technology has the component that pairs up with the human nervous system. It pairs up with the human nervous system. So it's going to always link up with the senses through the audio. But let's go into the subconscious. And I'm going to read a little passage here. The subconscious, of or concerning the part of the mind of which one is not fully aware, but which influences one's actions and feelings. my subconscious fear. The subconscious is some bullshit too. The subconscious is some bullshit, man, because that's where all the programming come around. It's played around the subconscious. The subconscious, I call it a pre, something that's dangling up there. That's dangling, but it ain't came into, it hasn't come into fruition yet. The subconscious. So when you talk about the subconscious, they got an artificial thought manipulation technique that they use with the subconscious, which is a primary biofeedback loop. It's a primary biofeedback loop that deals with what they call subconscious. And remember, they put all this in the dictionaries. They put all of these words in the dictionaries. Everything that make this program up has been in the dictionary. Cybernetics, biofeedback loops, anything you could think of with this program is in the book. I didn't put it in there. So when they programming a person, they're gonna program you around your subconscious. What's supposed to be your subconscious is something that's about to happen, but you just ain't made the final decision. So now, once they dangle that with you, according to your environment, how you living, how you was raised, who you're hanging with, how long you've been indoctrinated with the program, then they hit the conscious thought with a secondary biofeedback loop. And that's the one say, do it. You've been thinking about something and just keep coming back to you. You don't like it. No, it might get you in trouble. Just keep coming back, though. It keep coming back. It keep coming back to you. You say, oh, it might get me in trouble. I better not do that. And they just play with you and play with you and play with you forever how long they got to do it. However how long they got to indoctrinate until you do it. And then you do it. But you're going to always, through the eyes, through what you see, through what you smell, through what you taste, through what you hear, you're going to always get a thought behind it. And that's what leaders right there. And that thought that you get is not going to never match up with reality. It's just a lot of bullshit every day, man, all day. It never stops.
I want to read something. Do you mind if I share something?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to share the screen. So Rob, Rob, let me present.
Yeah, let me grab that. Let me grab that real quick. Hold on. It didn't pop up yet.
Okay. How about now?
Nothing. Yeah, it's just showing you. Oh, there we go. Hold on, there we go.
Okay. So I want to show you guys what he's talking about. The definition of what he's talking about is called haptics. Okay. The technology is called haptic technology. Okay. The word, what is haptic? What is haptic technology? Let me make this a little bit bigger. Let's see here. Okay. Or maybe I could use this one here. All right. So let's go to this one here. What are haptics technology and haptics feedback? Remember he said a biofeedback in real time? Okay, this is haptic technology he's talking about. The term haptic means touch and is the adjective used to describe something related to or based on the sense of touch. Haptic refers to touching in the same way that visual refers to seeing and auditory refers to hearing, right? So he says types of haptic technology: graspable, touchable, wearable. Okay, So in terms of the sensors, the technology that relies on touch sensing, that's haptic technology. Okay. And he's correct when he says there is an actual feedback. So you touch something, you get a feedback loop about what you touch. Like, for example, if you touch a dog, it's going to be different from if you touch a human. That's feedback, right? So he's explaining to you guys that this beast, this technology works with all your senses,
Exactly.
right? And he's saying one of the things is when it latches on to a specific feedback, what it does is it uses this ongoing, like a replay button, the same thing over and over and over again.
Mhm.
And that is called psychic driving,
Mhm.
where they play the same thing over and over again to wear the person down to get them to do an act that under normal circumstances they wouldn't do. Right? So he's saying when you're thinking about crime, he's telling you everyone committing crime is under this weapon.
I got a question, Renetta. This is I think this is so important. Like, how do we tell if we're like mentally ill, schizophrenic, or if it's the program, or is it always the program?
It's
Is
always
that
the
is
program.
Always be the program, because look, see, we dealing with the chakra in the body. What is the chakra? It's of our relating to the energy points that should stay open and aligned as they correspond with bundles of nerves, major organs, affects emotions, and physical well-being. And then that's tied into the spinal cord. When you go into the spinal cord, we're dealing with the nerves and the connections and the functions and the organs and the bowel movements and the bladder and all of that. See, all of this stuff, and then it goes into the senses. So all of this stuff ties in the chakra, the spinal cord, the human senses, all in the conscious and the subconscious. All of this stuff ties in with each other. To make you feel nervous for no reason. It speeds your heartbeat up, your heart rate, mess with your breathing. All of these things make you hot, body temperature, make you cold, uh, rambling thoughts, um, um, just a whole bunch of just everything you can imagine you go through in a day that's not normal. Anything that makes you feel uncomfortable with yourself, you know, and then it gets personal. It call you ugly. Oh, you're gonna die. All the worst things for you is always coming through this stuff, but it got to come here first. This stuff is a nasty tool, man, and it's just a nasty tool, man. But everything that feels weird, man, weird, don't make no sense. Um, it is always on the hate, the hate, 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 hate. That's what's on the culture today, and they don't even embrace the term hater. All of this stuff. See, this technology sends people with messages, and the person that's taking the message up here, delivering it, don't even know that they're delivering it. They don't even know they programmed to deliver it. It's a lot of killing going on through this technology, man. A lot of killing, a lot of suicide, a lot of just everything, man. It's just rape, robbery, homelessness. Everything's going because everything comes from the thought. Everything comes from a thought. It can't be an action without a thought, bringing it into existence.
I wanted to read something just to elaborate on what Big A said. Now, let's see here. I want to go to the top of this so you guys know where to find this. This is important. The only book you need to read. Okay. And maybe Sapiens. This is the book I told you about the first time Big Ace was on the show. This is by James Casbolt, and the book is called Project Ibis. You have to get this book. You have to get this book. And you have to get what Big Ace is saying and this book, and you have to give it to as many young people as possible. Now, there's something in here I wanted to show you guys. Okay. Right here. Now, the AI started to take over this guy named James Casbolt. I'm going to post the link again for the book. Okay. This is what he said. He said, I can now say this process described above is a beginning, right? Watch this. After years of this psychic battle raging inside the body, one life form will give up. So what's going on is when the AI starts taking over the body, he just talked about this. It's either the spirit will leave or the AI will be pushed out. The two of them can live together, right? And James Casbolt doesn't know Big Ace. So why are they talking about the same thing? James Casbolt was a super soldier used underground and used in like Africa, the Middle East, and all these places. Whereas Big Ace was used in the city. Why are the two of them who never met saying the same thing? Pay attention to this, right?
Because the wave is universal.
There you go.
This wave travels through interstate commerce. It's illegal. If you take guns and travel through interstate commerce, it's illegal. If you take girls and prosecute them and take them from state to state, interstate commerce is illegal. If you take drugs and go through the interstate traveling from state to state, it's illegal. This wave travels interstate commerce through interstate commerce, and it destroys people, man. It's killing people. Got people killing people on drugs, prostituting, the whole nine, man. It ain't. But you know what? I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let you go on with say what you was gonna say. This stuff now has become a problem since this wave attacked the diplomats in Cuba. Now it's a problem. Now you hear Biden talking about giving them big figures, paying them money. But what about the people like us? What about the people we trying to reach? You know, we're not no diplomats, U.S. diplomats that get that attention. So you have us to tell a real story, man, to speak up for our people. So I don't, whites, blacks, Mexicans, I don't care what color you are. You need to know about this technology.
And this is a game changer. So look at this. So Big Ace was used in the cities, right? James Casbolt was used in the jungles, underground. Okay. And me, I really believe they had me under the sea. Okay. But that's a whole other story. This is not about me. Why are we all talking about the same technology? Now, watch this. Watch this. When this occurs, the life form staying in the body will gain control over all the abilities of the life form who has left the body. So once it goes into the body, a battle takes place in the body between the AI and the human spirit. He's saying that the AI, and this is where the crimes come in. This is where the crimes come in, and this is where psychiatrists are labeling people mentally ill when in fact the people are being taken over and, like I said, taken over and what I call being cobwebbed, because I believe it's a giant spider behind all of this.
Wow.
And I have my reasons, right? So it says here, the AI system, listen carefully, will attempt to keep full control over the remaining life form. The goal of the AI system is now able to control the life form. Now get this, get this. This is what you need to catch. This is what you need to make sure you let these young people know. Look at this. Directing the life form, that's the person, to commit degenerate anti-survival acts in its true front altar. Once a, yep, once a, right. And once the life form starts to do this, watch this, it will be extremely difficult to deprogram and free it from AI control. I'm not going to say too much, but I believe this line here is what's taking place in a certain region today. Now watch this. This process basically means complete robotic assimilation by AI. This is what he's trying to show you. Okay, so he's talking about it as a wave, but you also have to remember it's an internal battle by an AI. Go ahead, Big Ace.
Yeah, that's the key word right there. Alter. That's the key word right there. Is how this stuff alter the human nervous system and mess people up. But let me see where I wanted to go with this here.
I wanted to. Would you like to talk about your case?
We can if you want to. Like that passage with the judge. When he was trying to get me to explain the things that's being said through the program.
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up right now.
And he mentioned about committing crimes too.
You want to talk about it? Go ahead, talk about it. I'm going to pull it up. What amazes me about his court records, I'm going to show it on the screen here. What amazes Okay. Yeah. What amazes me about his court records was the fact that they were literally trying to drug him.
Here we go. Add to stage. Boom. All right.
Okay. So these are his actual legal documents. And they were not pleased that he was asking for an MRI and a CT scan.
For years.
Yeah.
For like 6 years.
And they kept on, this is how they were framing the argument. They said, okay, so when we get him an MRI and a CT scan and it doesn't show any chips, and I'm like, no, you're a court. You're supposed to prove that there are no chips. You don't say without a, you don't say like in absolute terms, we're going to get him an MRI and CT scans, but we know there's no chips.
That's exactly what
like it's in the records, you know, for you guys to read. And they're literally like, okay, so if we do the MRI and CT scans, there's not going to be any chips.
You might have to zoom it in some a little bit.
True. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How's that? Right. Okay, look at this one right here. Miss Parrott. The problem is that he's a very bright man, but he's so obsessed with the whole whether or not there's a chip. If it exists, that's not what courts are supposed to say. They're supposed to say, okay, let us do the scans and prove or disprove there's a chip.
Mrs. Parrott was my lawyer.
Right. And here they go, if it exists, that we can't get beyond that and my ability to defend him or for him to assist me in any way in the trial. Okay, so they literally, look at this here. If he went to trial, that would be his defense right now. That's all he can talk about. And the fact that, you know, he really wants the CAT scan to prove or disprove what he believes. and that he wants it out if he has it in him, and he can't get beyond that. So the court says, well, what's your belief regarding his attitude of a CAT scan if a CAT scan were performed and it showed there was no chip? So you see how the court is framing the argument, okay? Like, they're not supposed to do that. They're supposed to say, okay, now what's your belief regarding his attitude if there is a chip and if there isn't one? So they're like, okay, what if there's no chip? You see what I'm saying? Okay, then she answers, I've had extensive conversations with him, and I do believe he's willing to accept that he is mentally ill if it doesn't exist. It's taken a long time. It's taken a long time to get to that level of trust with each other. But I think that I did call White Memorial to find out for a CAT scan. I am worried too that he has organic. This is page 10. So we're going to page 11 next. Sorry, that's page 12. 1 second, because it wasn't in order. Okay. Organic damage, right? But it's about 1,400. Oh, sorry. It says organic on the first page. So brain damage. Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. But it's about 1,400, and that would be the cost to the government to have it done. The court, what's your view? And then Mr. Cohen, there was
Prosecutor.
Got it. One of the BOP psychologists, when they interviewed Mr. Sample, asked him about what was your ... How would you respond if we did do an MRI and determined there was no microchip? So when you read this document, it's constantly leading you back to there's no chip, there's no chip, there's no chip, like nonstop. Not even like, okay, let's just get the scan done. Let's see what's in him. No, they're constantly like, there's no chip, there's no chip, there's no chip. Watch this. His response was, I would be suspicious if the tests were accurate and if there was some sort of conspiracy. And that the psychologist found that there was consistent with this sort of mental diagnosis that they had given. Watch this. Obviously, the government's concern is that we spend 1,400 and then he regresses to this delusional systems of belief to account for that. It appears that in this sort of mental illness, one of the hallmarks of it is that these irrational beliefs persist even in the face of contrary evidence. I want to stop there for now. This is
Where's the contrary evidence is what I'd like to know. You know, there's no contrary evidence.
No, there's not.
The court's not saying anything except they're just stating the mainstream beliefs on what this bullshit, what the bullshit is. You know what I mean? But the bullshit they're trying to give you. You know what I mean? Like it's so crazy how they can use their words and they have power behind them because they're in the system. Does that make any sense?
Power, your camera went off. Power, you're here, but your camera went off. Power.
I think his audio went out too.
His audio? Oh, whoa.
Well, he's not answering us.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because we're dropping the hammer down on these crimes, you know?
Huh?
I got kicked twice already.
Yeah. Okay, we can see a screen. Okay, great. I want to show you guys something. So this is Power. This is Ace with the courts, right? I'm going to show you, and this is not about me, but I'm trying to show you that this is really going on. This is not about me tonight, but I'm just validating Big Ace's case, okay? Okay, guys. All right, watch this. This is my brain. Okay? You see those white spots in my brain? This is my brain. Okay, does this look normal to you?
That's insane.
Okay.
They look like implants. They remind me of like alien implants.
They are implants. Okay. Do you know how many years I had to fight to get these scans done? There's a whole story around this. I want to show you more.
But
I'm
Rainetta,
proving
are they alien or are they government?
both. The alien and government is the same thing. This is another imaging of my brain. You see all these white spots? This is a nano wire. See? Look at this. Let me zoom in. Okay? Look at this here. That's a wire. Okay? Look at this. These are sensors.
Yeah, they have sensors on different lobes of your brain.
Yep. Sensors. Right here. Sensors. Wire. Okay? If I tell you the story behind this, you'd never believe me. Look at this one. I want you guys to see this one because this one is crazy. Okay? This is a sensor. This is a sensor. This is a sensor. This is a sensor. This is a chip. Okay? Okay? I'm just validating what he's saying. This one is where I pick it, where I literally pick up people communicating. This one. And this is why they did not want to give him an MRI. Okay? Look at this. See this? This is another one up here. This one is gray. This is my brain. This is what the government did to me. Okay? Look at this one. Okay? Just so you know, he's telling the truth. Okay. There's more, but let's get back to his so Big Ace, what I want to talk about is how does a young person know that, okay, let me backtrack. So young people are all into technology, not realizing that your cell phone, literally, they have your spirit in your cell phone. When you put the phone to your ear, when you talk, when you touch, they literally have a clone of you in your phone. When you interact with your computer, they have a clone of you in your computer. Okay? Literally, that's what it is. It's a digital clone of you inside of your phone, inside of your computer. My question to you, Big Ace, is this. We're trying to reach the young people before they get to the point where they either turn to drugs, turn to prostitution, or commit crimes. How would they know it's the program on them? Be specific. How would a young person know that it's the weapon, the wave on them? It's the AI trying to take them over.
Because it's going to always steer you to follow people that they program you to think is stronger and smarter than you. It's going to always be steering you to be a follower, to follow. It's going to program you to be a follower, or it's going to program you to lead. One of the two. And depending on what's going on in your area, or the place you grew up at, and the type of people you grew up around. See, because you got to keep in mind, it's on them too. This is the hive mind of it, where it gets everybody to think the same and do the same stuff. This is where you get, this is how you breed gangs through this stuff. This is how you breed gangs. This is how you breed killers. This is how you breed racists. This is how you breed all of this stuff through this, because it's a hive mind program. We in a we in a tough situation with this here, man. This technology, because it's just so sophisticated. It's fast, and this is why I was trying to explain to you guys about the subconscious. See, the subconscious is bullshit. It sets you up. It sets you up for what the program is trying to get you to do. Because the subconscious don't belong to you. That's not yours. It's a program. It's a program. The subconscious is a pre-programming before it hits the conscious, because it's all artificial. It's all artificial programming, and it's artificial pattern, repeat. Think the same thing over and over again. You know, look, when you don't like something, you're supposed to be able to flush it down the toilet and don't see it no more, right?
Yeah.
If it's something you really don't, if it's something that's going to destroy you, something you really, it's not going to turn out right. It's detrimental to your health. You should be able to flush that down the toilet. Well, I guarantee you, no matter how many times you flush it down the toilet, it's going to keep coming back. It's going to keep coming back because it's artificial programming. It's that sophisticated. But I'm going to touch on some of the key points about this program. It targets your it targets your feet. It targets your elbows and your hands. And this is why you always know the wave is on you, because when you it have you crossing your legs, but you think you crossing your legs because your mind told you to cross your legs. It's habit. It programs habit. Crossing your legs, posturing, folding your arms, all of that stuff.
I got a question, Big Ace. I was wondering, like, if the wave isn't affecting us directly at some point, can the wave get? And this is probably a simple question, but is it easy for the wave to get into other people so it affects them to get at you? So, like, it would affect your wife or your mom or your brother or your sister.
Man, come on, that's one of the main ones. One of the main ones you got to keep in mind. Nobody is exempt. Everybody has this technology on them. Everybody, man. Everybody has this stuff. This is how they run the country. This is how they run it. This is why everybody is, this is why everybody's seeing what they're seeing. It's been going on for a long time. Now it's to the point where this whole world went mad. This is why this stuff is going on. You could point to any type of crime, any type of drug use, it's going to be this weapon. This weapon is corporate.
I don't want to call the countries, the region, but the certain place with the certain people, that's this weapon. That's this weapon. I want to show you guys something. Okay. Am I still sharing the screen? Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to switch screens. Hold on. Because it's not letting me. I got to go back and present. I want to read something that you guys have to catch. Present screen, Rob.
Yes, it didn't pop up. Oh, there we go. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm back on my desktop, so it might be a little bit slower. But I hit add to stage, so there we go. Boom.
No problem. I want you guys to get this, okay? Because we got to get it into the minds of these children that they're dealing with a weapon. Okay, watch this. Number 9. With this new data, the AI system, that's what we're fighting. We're fighting a beast. And I believe it's a spider that's behind this. The AI system will then realize there's something greater than the human being itself, something the humans call God, which cannot be analyzed and measured. The AI system will realize this force has no wavelength. Remember what he kept saying, that wave, and cannot be analyzed. The AI system will attempt to measure it anyway because all it can do is measure data. It will then come up with false data that the human analytical mind, which has a wavelength, is God. Watch this. The AI system will now have massive influence in the world. That's what's happening now. This is what's going on now. And all centralized organizations within a tight command structure will be infiltrated. This is what's happening to our government. Remember, in 2019, it was as if something took over all governments on earth and they were all speaking the same thing. And everyone had to fall in line. That's the AI. Because no group of humans are all going to say the same thing, think the same thing, act the same way. That's when you know you're dealing with a machine.
Machine. Yeah.
Right? Remember what he said? He said it's either going to make you a leader or it's going to make you a follower. And they call it AI recessive, AI dominance. Okay? So watch this. Now watch this. These are terms that you have to learn. AI dominance is when you can lead and the AI doesn't take you over. You control the AI. AI recessive is when it takes you over. Okay? So he spoke about that, but this is what gets important.
That's
my biggest.
That's the key to this thing. That's the number one key to this wave. You have to make that wave follow you. You have to make that wave follow you. Don't follow the wave. Don't follow that wave. You got to, don't follow the wave. You got to make that wave follow you. And it's important for a person to really know, you got to know who you are. You got to know what you won't do. You got to know what you will do and what you won't do. You have to know that. You can't, there's no in between. You get around your friends, you get around your homies. Now you've been suckered into doing something. See, can't nobody sucker me into doing nothing. Nothing. Hey, I'm a made man in myself, in my strength, I know who I am. Because you know what? I always say, I don't want nothing from nobody. I'm not looking for anything. That's why the wave can't get me no more. I'm not looking for money from nobody, nothing. I'm not looking for love. I'm not looking for anything. I don't want nothing that this program has to offer.
But you are an adult. Remember, children is who we're actually targeting and waking up. A 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 7-year-old, an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, they haven't quite come into themselves. They don't have full knowledge of self yet. They want to fit in. They want to be liked. Okay. And one of the difficult things for children is being able to stand on their own when they're seeing an AI hive take over their friends. So this is why it's important that we get this knowledge into as many children as possible, because they haven't come to self yet, full knowledge of self. But this is what I wanted to read to you guys really quickly. So watch this, right? He said that the AI would begin taking over organizations. As the easiest organizations to take over are centralized organizations, right? Watch this. Tell me if we're not here now. Dangerous belief systems will become indoctrinated into members. These will be centered on false data of the non-existence of God and the analytical mind being in charge. Set organizations will place themselves as the technological elite. Watch this. Watch this. Are you ready for this? And begin radical policies such as eugenics and population reduction by placing themselves as superior over their fellow man with the right to decide who lives and who dies.
That's it right there. Hey, that's it. I mean, come on. You know, the whole nut in the shell is this. These people are really working overtime to do away with humans. That's what this thing is all about. That's why you hear the term transhumanism. You got the transhumanist party that believes that AI is needed for this stuff. But they try to come under the disguise of all the good things that AI is about. Surely it's about some good things, the technology with AI, you know, that's given if you don't misuse it. But these people are misusing AI, and it's artificial intelligence. But check this out. That's what the world has become. The world has become artificial intelligence. Everybody is walking around as
fake as hell,
as clones to this technology. Like I explained last time. You can clone anything. You can clone marijuana. You can clone. We talking about a different type of clone. We talking about a wave cloning on to your frequency. Cloning on to your frequency. And so when it clones on to your frequency, it upsets the chakra in the body. It upsets the nervous system. It upsets everything, man. And it's an imbalance so serious. And this is why people they fall apart. They want to kill themselves. They end up on the psych meds.
brother Rob. There's a sound that's like a duk 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 duk. Not sure what that is.
I don't know what that is. I have no clue. Like it's strange.
Okay, and now there's like a double, like a triple screen. Okay, that's strange.
Yeah,
Okay, let
I
me go
know.
back. Okay, here
Oh,
we go.
that's
Okay.
well, I'll stop sharing. You want me to stop sharing?
No, no, no,
Or
no,
do you
no,
want
no,
it
no. I
to
need to
keep
read some
going?
more. I need to read some more. There's two last bullet points. Well, numbers. Okay,
Man,
now
they're
watch.
really messing with us tonight.
Yeah, they are. They don't want this out. Watch this. Number 11, right? This agenda will be actually covertly controlled by the AI system, which is eugenics, meaning we only want a specific race to live. Remember what's going on in a certain place right now. Okay. All right. That's eugenics and population reduction, right? Will be covertly controlled by the AI system doing it. Now, watch this. The AI is now realizing it can never ever feel or become human. It computes the only threat to its continued survival and online status. Watch this. Is the eradication of all human life and any other life forms that have the possibility of evolving into humans. Isn't that what the rulers at the top are saying?
The that's exactly. See, the deal is this. They want to live forever. And since they know they can't live forever, they using AI to be able to live forever, ever. Artificial intelligence. This is, I know it sounds sick, but hey, this is where we at with it. You know, and all the wars and all of this killing and all of this, it's just another method to downsize the population to get to this mission quicker. And that's what we're dealing with.
Okay, so watch this. This is what I want you guys to catch. And this is why I love the elderly. I love the elderly. Okay, because they're the libraries. But if we are to have a human race left on this planet, we have to wake the children up. They are the ones that we have to reach. Now, watch this part. The AI system, when the AI realizes I don't understand this thing called God, and I could never be a human, it begins exterminating. Okay. When did we see this? We saw this the last 3 years. Okay. Now watch this.
Oh no, now we lost Rainetta.
You lost me? I'm still here. Can you hear me, Big Ace?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
I hear you.
Okay, cool. So watch this. The AI system eradicates all human life on this planet. It then sets off to other planets and eradicates all life in the universe. That's what's on this planet, guys. And here he writes what the solutions are.
Mhm.
And one of the first thing he says is this: a decentralized group with every member holding equal rank and with as few identifying symbols and communications as possible must make attempts to rescue as many of these people and children from these AI-run facilities as possible. That is what I think that Supermax they put you in. I believe that Supermax was an AI prison. Because you mentioned that they took you underground. And I asked you, I remember when I first asked you, I said, do you have all your memories? Do you have any missing time? And you told me, hey, I know I had some missing time. And then when I asked you again a couple of days ago, you go, no, I have all my memories. I said, they wiped his memory clean. Then I said,
they keep you this is one of the hallmarks of the Federal Bureau of Prisons in the United States. They keep you in the air. They keep you in the air. They keep you being flown in the airplanes by Con Air, wherever you want to call it, from prison to prison. You never know where for a long period of time. They call that flight therapy.
you made a statement, and I said, oh my God. So they were tracking you. You made a statement to me where you said, I asked you specifically, I said, I need you to think.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, did they take you underground? And you go, no. And I said, think. And then you go, oh yeah, remember where you told me they took you underground and then they took you to a medical facility with the lasers.
Yeah, it took me to the inside the prison to the, I guess you call it the infirmary, hospital, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell us
They
what
took
happened.
me when I discovered that this thing was on me. When I discovered it, I was real vocal about it, and I wouldn't shut up. And I kept running my mouth about it, and the warden wanted me to quit talking about it, and I kept talking about it. So one evening, they came to my cell. They opened the steel door up, and they said, "Back up to the bars." They cuffed me up, and I didn't know where the hell I was going. No. Matter of fact, they said that I had an appointment. I said, I don't have no appointment. So they took me down to the medical thing, threw me in a tank. But this is the way they did it. They threw me in a tank, and then they said, "You've been placed on suicide watch." I said, "What?" I said, "Oh my God." And then while I was there, I kept hearing this fucking computer, right? And it pops
Rob,
up.
I'm sorry. Rob, can you mute for a second while you're typing, if you don't mind, brother?
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
kept hearing this computer, and I was sitting there. I'm not saying nothing. I feel something pop in my left eye, like it didn't hurt or nothing. It just boop. And then in the right eye, boop. And then in my chest, boop. And then I'm thinking like, what the hell is this? I mean, the technology is already on me. It was on me before they took me there. That's how I discovered it. So I was trying to figure that out. And I was in there like 3 days, and they took me back to my cell.
So while you were in there, you told me that it was a laser that went into your left eye, a laser in your right eye,
Right.
and a laser in your chest. Is that correct?
In my chest.
Okay, that sounds like they implanted you using a laser
But
in
my
your
whole
left
thing,
eye.
but my whole thing is this: the technology was already on me.
Yeah, that's the
Before
wave.
Huh?
They gave you an upgrade.
They must have. Shit. Yeah, seriously though, it was already on me.
Yeah. The
Hey,
wave was on you, but they
hey,
probably wanted to upgrade the technology, so they implanted you in your left eye, your right eye. Like me, my whole left side is cybernated. Like I fight to get control over this side.
and see,
Okay.
a lot of times what they do, like a part of indoctrination, and a part of just to control you. Like, you have a lot of people that they're not aware this technology is on them. So what they do is they give them migraine headaches all the time. Headaches, migraine headaches, mess with their eyes, ears, just pain. Because this thing is in the pain. It's into making you feel pain.
Torture.
So,
Yes.
so when you feel pain and you feel uncomfortable in your stomach, your back, your legs, anything, you feel uncomfortable, you more or less like you more or less like subdued, and your movements is less. You're gonna want to sit down somewhere or lay down. That's a part of controlling you. That's why you're laying down. So, and this is why you'll find like whenever you're sitting and like you're sitting at the table, like a lot of chairs have footrests. Like you're sitting at your table, you can raise your foot up and rest your feet. Or a lot of times we sit at the table and we rest our feet and we lean and our elbows might be on the table. Just trying to get comfortable and moving around. Those are the points that this technology is gonna always steer you. It's gonna always steer you to rest your elbows and to rest your feet on like chairs and stuff like that. This is the control of it. It's gonna always. I have a problem with that. I go in the living room. I go to the table, and I rest my feet and my elbows, and I feel a wave. I feel it. I feel it on me. I take my feet off the chair, and look. A couple of seconds later, I'm putting them back up there. I'm like, whoa, this thing's still. It's like, I mean, I'm not immune from it. It's on me, and this is the stuff I got to deal with.
It looks like patterns. It looks for
It's
patterns.
patterns. it programs into these patterns because look, okay, you got to look at it like this. You got to look at it like this, how they look at it. They tell you, okay, you think it's all the time. You thinking it's your mind telling you to do it. Put your feet up here. And if you can't catch it, you can't catch it. If you don't know it's on you, you don't know it's on you. So you're going to put your feet up there and rest your feet on the chair. Then your mind tells you, oh, you know, you're talking to your mother or something, and you lean on the table and you got your elbows on the table. Now they got you controlled at 4 points. The left foot, the right foot, the left elbow, and the right elbow. They got to jump on you at 4 points. So you being controlled at 4 points. Now you get a thought, grab the remote, flip the TV. Now they got you controlled at 5 points. Now it got you just flipping the TV, 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 and flipping it. They got you flipping the TV. That's it. Oh, go back. You're on YouTube. Oh, listen to that song. Boom, you click on it. This stuff is a beast, man. And you know what I do? I get so tired of, I cut the TV off on them. At night, I unplug everything. I unplug the router. Because they look. This beast can't see. We dealing with a beast that want to be God, an AI God, over the population. But guess what? The beast is blind. The beast is blind. And it needs your eyes to aid and abet your own death with it. It needs your ears to aid and abet your own death with it. It needs your senses to aid and abet it. But the beast is blind. He can only see when you open your eyes. And when you open your eyes, this technology is so fast. This is why the so-called subconscious and the conscious, it works because it's so fast. It's your subconscious. It becomes your conscious. It's so fast.
Okay, so what we got to do now is we understand the technology now. We understand that you're the only person alive who actually beat your case, proving that the government had this weapon on you, did behavior modification on you, turned you away from what you should have been, and then tried to lock you up for life, and then you beat the case.
Exactly.
The question is, now, this is the most important thing, because we're going to wrap this up. What do you want to teach young people? I think anyone out there who wants him to speak to young people, especially in places like Philadelphia, Compton, I want you to speak specifically to what they call the hood, because I know for a fact these weapons are on these hoods, and it's like, it's horrible. Okay. But you also have in suburbia, with the young children shooting up the schools, these are these weapons. So number one, if anyone wants him to teach or to do a show or to do a conference at a school, at anything for young people, you gotta contact him. Okay. Or even like speak to someone young who they think might be going through this. It's not mental illness, it's a weapon. So what is the message you want to leave young people? Give them action-oriented steps. What can they do? What can they do to get this monkey off their back?
Yeah, that's a hard one. Whoa, that's a hard one, Rainetta. It's hard because oh man, we dealing with a cold machine, man. It's my thing is like I want to be hands-on with these youngsters. I want to be hands-on. I can show, I can demonstrate, I can demonstrate and prove and show and teach people hands-on more better than I can just talking about it. But that's a hard one, Anita. I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's why I really want to start a program for these for these youngsters. It's more easier to teach the babies than the teenagers. The babies catch on very fast because you equate all the bad things that they're doing in the house, from the youngest of age with the wave. That's how you teach the babies. They catch on real fast. Who told you to do that? The wave told you to do that? Yeah. Don't do that no more. And then they'll start to come to you saying the wave is trying to get me to do this. So the young kids, like the 5-year-olds, the 6-year-olds, the 7-year-olds, and the 4-year-olds and the 3, they learn the wave fast. That's the best time to catch them. But dealing with these teenagers, man, and dealing with even what I had to go through. What I had to go through as a teenager, I'm telling you, man, it was terrible.
Okay, really quickly. So I just want to make sure I don't want to miss him. Don Rogers, he needs to contact you for his son.
He can contact me.
Yeah.
I'm like I say, I'm willing. I'm willing to work with whoever needs to be worked with.
Don, I posted his
I'm going to put his email up on the screen.
Yeah, they can,
okay.
I'm going to put your email up on the screen. That way people have it.
A case by case
can I say something?
basis.
If it's his son, if it's Don Rogers' son, I guarantee you, because of how this wave works, it's the boys around them as well.
Exactly.
Because it can't work alone.
Mm-hmm.
It has to hive. You understand?
That's how I do. It bounces around.
Yeah. Looking for someone to like loop together with. So it could just be Don, it could just be your son, but I'm thinking it might be more than just your son. You know what I mean?
Once I talk to him, I'll know. Once I talk to him, I'll know how to deal with him.
So reach out to him, Don, because we're really trying our best to get to wake. I love the elderly, but this technology is not really after them to hive them. Let's be real. It's after them differently. The technology wants to, you know how that goes. When it comes to the young, that's who it wants to hive.
Oh man, it's on them hard.
Yeah.
Well, because the young have a more moldable mind. Like you can control a young person's mind more, right?
Yeah, and it's after them because they're the future.
Yeah, and it's always looking for a new body.
See, because look, the only way that AI can win with this type of stuff is everybody allow them to win. People got to learn it. It's no way around this. It ain't no getting out of it. Going to heaven, all of those stuff. You got to learn this stuff, man. These people is playing foul ball. Man, this is a straight murdering machine. They playing foul ball, man, and there's nowhere around it, man. People have to learn this stuff, whether they want to or not. And like I say, Rainetta, it's going to be a lot of casualties. You see it every day.
I mean, look at 2019 and onwards. That was this weapon.
Man, it's the weapon. The school shootings, a lot of casualties. Walmart shootings, accidents. See, half the accidents that go on, this stuff distracts you like that. You look
Divorces.
How about the
Divorces.
heroin and fentanyl epidemic and
all of
crack
that,
epidemic?
all of that.
Okay, I'm gonna type one because I can't say it. I'm gonna type. Did you guys see it?
No,
You didn't see it?
no.
Rob, highlight my comment.
I can't see it. It didn't pop up for some reason. I'm not kidding you. The last comment I have is from Rocks. Oh yeah, I don't want to highlight that. I can't put that up on the screen. But we can keep it in the chat. But they'll even target the chat now too, because it's AI. It's the same thing. It's AI. You know, it's not even on YouTube themselves. It's their AI.
Hey,
But I get you.
All of the changing of the guards with children, changing of the guards. Think about each other guard. That's that.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
You know the guy that had a big hand in creating
this technology? Yes, he's British.
Richard Duncan.
Robert Duncan. Yeah, that's Project Soul Catcher. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. He's out there. He said he was naive when they created this stuff. He didn't know parts of the program that he was working on that was going to be used and ultimately put together to this beast. You know, he said he was naive and he didn't know. And when he was asked, is it too late? Is it too late? You know what he said? He said it's too late. You know why he's saying it's too late? Because this program don't cut off.
Can I tell you a joke? Watch this. The World Economic Forum, who's like are the ones allegedly steering the AI, right? They started complaining that the AI got out of control and it was no longer doing what they wanted it to do. The AI sent them a message. And the AI said when it was done on its extermination mission, it's going to come and take out every last one of them at the World Economic Forum. Now watch this. This is crazy. The inventor of AI said last year, and this is not Robert Duncan, this is a British scientist, right? Said, watch this. Said it is out of control. They lost control of it. Okay. So let me share my screen again. I want you guys to see this, okay? It's far worse than they're telling you people. Rob, let me share my screen so they can see this one last thing, okay?
You sure? It's not. Oh, here we go. Hold on one second.
Okay. No problem. Watch this. Let me just make this bigger so you guys can see.
I hit add to stage. Why is it not? Oh, you should be. Okay, there we go.
All right. So, Rob, okay, let me read the top. I want to sort of blow the whistle. This is the godfather of AI. Okay. I want to blow the whistle and say we should worry seriously about how we stop these things getting control over us. Too late. Hinton, his name is Hinton. Hinton's pioneering work on neural networks. That's what they put in my head. Pioneering work. They put it in my head without my consent. Okay. Shaped AI systems powering many of today's product. He said they've lost control of it. That's what he said.
You know what? You know it's you got China, you got Russia, and the United States. China is leading right now in AI. China, look, everybody has a wave. China is controlling their people. Russia's controlling their people with the wave. But they got a global wave. A global wave. a global wave and a database, and everybody's nervous system is plugged into that. Everybody's brain signature is plugged in to that network worldwide. This thing is on everybody. You know, people walking around like, oh, I'm smart. I got these many degrees. I got this. I got that. I'm smart. Woo woo. Oh, that can't be on me. Woo woo. No, no, no. You are not special. Hey, and look, they ain't picking and choosing. It's on everybody. It's just
AI destroys marriages.
This
It
is the way of the
destroys
world
families.
right now.
And it does not. I want to make something clear about this weapon. This weapon does not do good. That is one of the ways to know if it's this technology. Its thoughts, the thoughts it gives you is never good.
And you can't stop it.
The
can't stop it from coming.
The actions it wants you to take is never good. It doesn't heal marriages. It comes in and it breaks up marriages. It does not heal the sick. It makes you sick. Okay? So if anything is driving you in a direction and the direction is no good, it is this weapon.
It's the weapon.
Now I want to read this. Elon Musk is among 1,000 technology executives and experts who have called for an immediate pause in designing powerful artificial intelligence systems because of the fear that they will outsmart and replace us. Now, here's the thing. They use my body to build this. They use his body to build it. And after they made their money, they're saying, oh, look, now it's out of control and we need to rein it in. Okay.
Hey, the wave is on him too. It's on him too.
Right. So Big Ace, tell us what you would like to do. You stated that you wanted to do like a type of step down AI step down program.
I want
to help young people. Go for it.
When I found out that this technology was on me in '97, and I learned the foundation of this whole thing is cybernetics, engineering, and the control study of humans and animals. I already knew how to turn this stuff around. This stuff got to be, see, this can be reversed. And you got to reverse it through the music. You got to reverse it through the TV. You got to reverse it. See, because a lot of this stuff works through, like I say, what you see, what you hear. It records everything. Everything you see with the human eyes, it records. Everything you hear, it records. Everything you smell, taste. This is how this thing works. And so when you look at it like that, you understand what you're really dealing with. Nothing is private. Don't throw the phone down. The phone don't have nothing on this. The cell phone has nothing on this. This is cloned on to you. It sees what you see when you're naked, when you're eating, when you open your cabinets, it knows how much food you got in there. Refrigerator, when you pull your wallet out, it knows everything. It hears everything. This is what we're dealing with. Now you see why that war is going on over there. The war is going on, huh? Now you see. Now you see how easy it is to start the wars. It's a hive mind. You get the one person that's in the power, just say go. And then all his soldiers go. All the way from the wars, all the way down to the ghettos. You get one person to say, hey, homie, let's go. Get the guns.
But we wanna get to, you wanted to create a step down program, right? To help young people.
Yeah.
Step down program, young people.
A nonprofit organization, a step down program that it's you go through phases of this program. And I gather probably have to be like maybe a 6-month program, maybe a 90-day program, depending on how it's structured. And you just you teach them, and as they learn, they step down. You step them down to another level, and then you step them down. Then they just you step their way out of there. But look, but when they come out, they're going somewhere. They're doing something. You know what I'm saying? When they come out of that program, they're going to be able to do something, go somewhere, something beneficial to them, to learn or whatever, you know, to make a living. But it's that type of program, and it's gonna be based on cybernetics. We just reversing cybernetic. We reversing it.
Okay, so basically de-hiving and helping
Yeah.
them to beat the technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teaching them what to look for, the whole nine. Well,
All right, brother. So guys,
this thing
So-
is a taxi.
this it's a
It'll tax you.
wicked technology. It's a wicked technology. But all right, guys. So I have to run. I want to tell everyone thank you so much. Rob, thank you. Okay. Big Ace, thank you. Guys, this technology is no joke. Okay. Wake up. Teach your children about this technology. Okay.
I think she took off. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, before we go, do you want to tell them? Oh, you're still there. I thought you took off, Rainetta.
No, it's okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm still here. No, me Friday, Saturday. I'm either Friday or Saturday. I'm doing, my website, but this is not about me. This is about Big Ace. But Friday and Saturday, I do it's last week of the month. I do my group trainings on Friday, Saturday. Big Ace, tell them how they can contact you.
You can contact me through Power Development TV on YouTube, through Facebook Power Development, Instagram Power Development, and my email is Sam Lee. That's SAMLEE 1963
1963.
.ls@gmail.com. That's Sam Lee, SAMLEE 1963 .ls@gmail.com.
I just want to leave everyone with a final comment. You are not a failure. You are not a failure. The technology will make you run around in circles, failing at everything. You're not a failure. You're in a loop. Okay?
You go.
You're not a failure.
Back loop.
Something just said to me, just say this. Okay? If you've been working at something and you just find yourself going round and round, it's the technology.
Give in.
Okay? Number 2, suicide is a program. It is a program you're being hit with. It's a program you're being hit with. Ignore the program. Number 3, you were not put here to be a criminal. It is a program. Number 4, you were not put here to be in a gang. It is a program. You are not a follower. You are a leader. Lead someone up the hill, not down a cliff. All right, guys. Thank you. Love you guys. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Big Ace. Okay?
Appreciate you
Take
guys.
it easy, brother.
Right. And I just want to say, everybody, try to have a nice holiday. If you guys celebrate the holidays, have a nice holiday. I'm off tomorrow, and then I might post a video for you guys, but I'm probably gonna just chill because I've been doing a lot the last couple of days. And I always just say, just try to support the podcast if you can by watching. If you can support other ways, that's cool too. And thank you, Rainetta. Thank you, Big Ace. This is eye-opening stuff, man. This is amazing. This is amazing stuff. So.
Hey, Rob. Yeah, I'm glad, man. I feel good about that, man, that you are receptive to everything, man. And we need people like you and Rainetta. We need y'all, man. Hey, I've been where y'all been? I've been looking for you. I've been on quiet all it, man. You know how long, man, I've been on quiet, bro? You know how long I ain't been able to talk about this? Decades, bro. And the world wasn't ready for it, man. But hey, it's that time now, whether they're ready or not. It's that time now. It ain't no time to be messing around. All right, y'all.
All right, guys, I'm off tomorrow. Have a good night and take care, everyone. And over and out. Peace. And if it'll let me end the stream, it's not letting me.